episode like we always do after Monday Night Raw, where the square circle gets real, the hot takes fly faster than a steel chair, which we could talk about that after what happened today. And we're just going to talk about everything. So lace up the boots, let's get ready to rumble into our trio. We got Abby, we got Tim, and myself, KB. We are here to talk all things wrestling, especially knowing that it is the go-home show of Backlash in one of the greatest cities of all time, St. Louis, Missouri, happening on Saturday. But let's get into Monday. My guys, how's everybody doing?
What up?
Living the dream, baby, living the dream.
Living the 8-bit dream over there, my guy.
Dang, man.
Nah, he's looking better than last week.
We put some money behind this already.
Put some money behind it. Put in 2 hours of work on this transition. Hey, if y'all want to help support my wife's dream, all right, make sure y'all like and subscribe, all right? Because she wants to retire and knit sweaters for our dog on a ranch one day, all right? Make sure y'all be subscribed.
That's a dream.
That's a Sarah dream right there.
Facts. Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we just got done with Monday Night Raw. Another actually pretty darn good episode with a lot of things to talk about. But we're going to do it pretty fast because we do need to get into the nitty-gritty of the things we want to talk about, which is predictions. And if you have watched other podcasts about wrestling and predictions about PLE, you came to the right one, because this is the place where we get them all right all the time, 100% of the time.
All the time.
We are on a great track record because WrestleMania, yes.
You were 10 for 10.
Yeah, we never miss. We never miss.
We don't miss. So let's see if we can do it again. Maybe I'll actually put my bets on Underdog. There's a nice little shout out to Underdog right Place your bets at betsonline.underdog.com.
I'm actually sponsored by FanDuel, so
This conflict of interest happening right now. All right.
yeah, we get.
So guys, let's just talk about what actually happened today. Of course, it was the go-home show. We started off with a bang. We started off, of course, Jey Uso coming down the building in good old Omaha, Nebraska, and he's about to do his thing, and he's talking his talk and doing his eating, and all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Heyman. I don't even know what to call him. Is he the wise man? I don't think he's the wise man. I think he's got to be something else for Seth. I just can't wait to find out what his nickname would be. So.
Oh, listen, if you listen to that promo he cut, I was like, you know what, Paul? You got a point. You got a point. You were right.
Paul had a lot of good things to say. He had some things to get off his chest.
Crashed out. He said, I didn't betray anyone. Okay. First of all, Roman lost, and when he lost, he left me with Solo and his gang, put me through a table. He didn't come back then. You know when he came back? He came back to get his Ula Fala. I was like, no, but then I was wondering how they're gonna make it, relate to Jey, and then we got to it. Seth wants the title.
Yep. And he knew exactly what he was doing. He went out there and he knew that Paul was the perfect person to talk, because Paul was in their family's corner for the longest time and knew exactly what to say, knew exactly how to rev up Jey so that he has to, because Jey is I'm trying to prove that I am a worthy champion. And that's like his stick, is like, people doubt me, people think I can't do the big one, all this stuff. So guess what? I'm going to do it right here, right now in Nebraska. And I could not believe that we were going to get Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins in a world title match on Monday Night Raw before. They actually said this is the first time in 7 months that we got a world title shot on the line on a Raw, which is crazy to think that.
Well, I know for trying to make Jey look like a fighting champion, for sure. Because again, my belief is it won't be a lengthy run. It won't be a Gunther run. It won't be a Rollins run. It's definitely not a McIntyre run. McIntyre had it for 5 minutes, but
Oh gosh.
probably a significant, maybe a couple months, but he definitely.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that, Tim, with the opening act?
The opening act of Paul Heyman.
Just the promo. Paul Heyman,
dude. Yeah. Paul Heyman, dude. I loved his screaming, just because like his character gets so funny to me, dude. Like, it's like I get like the portraying that he's doing, but man, I love whenever he gets into like his like shrillingness of like his character is so funny, and his interaction with like the crowd. Will you guys shut up? Like, it's so funny, dude. My favorite part about it was definitely sweating from screaming.
I've been trying to remember when I was listening to this promo. I was like, man, has he ever cut a bad promo?
What I love about it is that he's always reinventing himself, and he knows exactly how he needs to be with the person that he's with.
Right, and bad might not be the right word. Like, has he ever delivered a promo on a mic that didn't connect?
That's a good question. Honestly, I don't think I can figure out one time that he's not revved up the crowd when he's gotten out there. He knows how to sell a match. Like, he is the Dawn King of WWE. Like, he's the guy that just knows how to sell. And
I was a little nervous for Jade being in the ring with him, which is why I think they kept Jay's responses really short and to the point.
Yeah.
Jay cannot go toe-to-toe with a Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was going in, got to the point of what he was doing, and Jay, all he could say was, you said anytime, any place, tell him tonight, 4 letters, 1 word, blah, blah, whatever.
So we ended up having that was a killer time being able to see that. We did end up having a match that happened with JD McDonough and with Penta.
McDonough.
Oh yeah.
Ended up McDonough, whatever. Dun. I don't even know. Like, did I say Dunham? My bad.
You said
Sorry.
Dunham.
Put it in there and said, yeah. But we had a good match with that whole thing that happened. And of course, like the judgment goes up. And then Chad Gable, Mr.
Yeah.
I am totally against anything Lucha, comes out there and he just got over it because he wasn't. I don't care what Tim says. Chad Gable and El Grande Americano are the same person. Tim, I don't know when you're going to open up your eyes to realize that they're not two people.
Bro.
Like,
Look,
they're the same person.
Oh, you about to have him crash out now?
Oh yeah, I'll get him to crash out. Your boy didn't show up on Cinco de Mayo. Isn't that his holiday? Mr. El Grande Americano, right?
Dude, he's
It's
probably
numero
hanging
uno.
out with his family. All right, give the man a break. All right. Jesus.
He was in the Gulf of Mexico. Sorry. Gulf of America. My bad.
Yeah. All right.
All over America. See, I'll
Give the
show
guy
him.
a break. It's their holiday, kid. You're trying to take him away from his
today
own.
that I had an Americano today.
Oh man, that's him right there. That's the goat.
When I-
There he
That's
is.
the go.
This is his profile pic.
That's it.
This is an Americano.
New profile pic. Who it is? Yo, if Chad Gable made that his profile picture, that'd be hilarious.
Bro, hilarious.
I need Starbucks or some coffee company to, if I order a Grande Americano, I need a specialized El Grande Americano cup that I can like buy.
Bro,
to
you
put
need
that in.
El Grande Americano to snap out of like the wall like a Slim Jim commercial every time someone orders a Grande Americano.
Americano.
Did somebody order a Grande Americano? It's gonna be like the next Joe Hendry. You're gonna order a Grande Americano. It's gonna show up out of nowhere.
So did I miss it, or did they not show Becky Lynch's entrance?
They
don't
did
think they
not
did,
show
yeah.
Becky Lynch's entrance. No.
She's out there cutting
So-
promos
so
in the
mad.
commercial.
She was already out there on the ring. Whatever.
Yeah,
What is Netflix doing with these freaking commercial breaks?
that sucks.
So,
That sucks.
That's a great way to talk about that. That is the next thing that we actually got was the promo from Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch had a pretty solid promo. She is great on the microphone. She's actually brought Lyra to be. Lyra's great on the mic. When she gets like in that zone, she held her own with some of the stuff she was saying to Becky, and I was like, who knows?
Yeah.
Lyra. It was great. You're saying stuff like, I'm not here to be like you. I don't like doing all this stuff. Say like, oh, how does it feel to be second place at something because she was the first one to get the Intercontinental Championship? That was chef's kiss when she said that. It was great.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm excited for that match just because it's Becky. Becky did her promo was I took out the garbage about Bailey, which that has to come back in.
Oh,
Bailey, because I want to believe, my theory is they're gonna build through the summer Becky Bailey at SummerSlam. That's my theory.
I
So,
want to bet
For her to,
Here's the theory. Bailey comes back, there's a match, and she hits Becky with the trash can.
that's so poetic, bro.
oh my
That's so
gosh.
poetic.
Could you?
Easy.
I do like this whole. I do like this stuff about you guys talking about Bailey. The question is, does Lyra? We'll get to that. We'll get to that when we do the predictions. Does Lyra retain, or does she retain and then lose it at some point, and then that's the title match at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Women's Championship, Bailey versus Becky? Could that be what we're building up to? We'll talk about that here in a few moments, but yeah. So they had a great brawl again. I have a prediction, but I'm not going to say it. I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm going to say something when we get to the predictions because of what I saw the last 2 weeks between Lyra and Becky, and so we'll see what happens. Yes, we had that happen. We also had, we found out that we're going to get AJ Styles versus Finn Balor next Monday. That was very, very great. So, yeah.
Yeah, and they put AJ Styles in the C title picture, which saddens me a little bit because I really want to see a John Cena AJ Styles match this year. So
Yeah.
I hope he's not there too long.
Still room
You know?
to, I think there's still room to get that.
Yeah, there are.
I hope so, man.
Those two had a killer match whenever he won the 16 fight.
Yes.
Then we also had, we found out because after that AJ stuff and everything like that, it is official. Dominic, we have a brand new Backlash match. Dominic Mysterio is going to defend his Intercontinental Championship against Penta. That might be a killer match with the way those two go in the ring. That's going to be good. It's going to solidify Dom, if you already see where I'm going with who I think is going to win, but I think it's going to solidify him. It's going to be a killer match.
I think the exchanges they had at WrestleMania were really good. So one-on-one, I think we'll be able to. I think they'll deliver.
Yeah, I think so too.
And we'll talk more about that. Yeah, but yeah, great spot for Penta. Dom getting a card on a PLE, super cool.
Yeah.
They're teasing the Finn stuff because Dominic asked him to go take care of AJ, and Finn was like, "What? You want me to take care of your stuff?" It looked like he was gonna get mad, but then he was like, "I got you, bro. I'll take care of it. So there's like a little bit of a tease there, and so
there's a little bit of another tease too, because JD and Finn he's like, "Did you send Gable out there?" He's all like, "Nah." Like, so I'm like, "What's going down, man?" So now JD's in this whole like, "What is Finn doing?" Did you, like, he didn't blame it on anybody else. He looked at Finn and said, "Did you do that?" And I was like,
yeah. Oh, that's good.
They're teasing it from the moon kind of stuff. We had basically, you know what? It wasn't squash. It was actually a very entertaining match. Rusev returning to the ring versus Otis or Otis, whatever.
Otis.
Anyway, it was actually really great. It was a good match. They built on each other's strength, throwing him over the table. Otis actually threw him into the stairs. He did this whole thing. He punched the side of the ring, and then Rusev kicked the side of the ring. So they were like, it was a good back and forth. But ultimately, I think that match had to be as long as it was to solidify that, like Rusev did. His flying kicks are wild, dude. I forgot how much good shape he's in.
He is.
Rusev looks good, dude.
No, that match did what it needed to do to solidify him as like a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as how long they keep him beating up on mid-card talent. Let's see where they're gonna put him. I mean, I'd love to see him in the IC title picture.
Yeah, I would
love to see him.
It would be nice.
There.
Wild,
bro.
That would be a wild match. Wild match.
Oh.
I think that would be a killer match. That
Yikes!
That could happen.
That would be killer.
That would be nuts, especially how good a shape those two are in right now.
Yeah.
I'd be torn with. Be more crazy.
I want to win.
I want Gunther. I'm biased to Gunther, bro.
Yeah.
That dude to me is on the warpath of greatness, bro.
Yeah, he's incredible, dude. So we actually had, speaking of Gunther, one of his old rivals came back. He's been in and out here and there, but we're still, speaking of teasing with like the Judgment Day breaking up, this A-Town Down Under thing has been long overdue as well.
Listen, I was hoping they did it today. Bro.
It's painful.
Yeah.
It's painful how long it's been going.
It's like we already know it's coming. I mean, just do it. Just do it, bro.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Apparently, remind me, not Austin Theory, but
Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller, sorry, I'm losing my mind. Grayson Waller found out who his opponent was, and Basil said, "You know what? This isn't for me. I'm going to give this to you. Like, you deserve this. Who's your opponent? You know what? We're going to find out in the ring." This is ridiculous.
Bro,
this whole thing is so stupid. So then they made like what's really sad though is that because of the way that Austin Theory had to react to Sheamus, it made Austin Theory look weak as all get out. Because it's like you're that scared of going against Sheamus. Sheamus is not really even like the person that he used to be, and you're gonna sit there and act like you're in like the match with like, I hate to say this, rest in peace, Braun Strowman, or like, and he didn't die. It just his career is gone. His
like career, he died, bro.
Yeah, like his career's gone again. Like he's died like
said
5 times.
RIP.
I'm sorry.
Like Big Show's dad, dude. Just middle of the funeral.
Oh my gosh, you're going that far back, like.
Yo, that's crazy.
Big boss.
Oh,
Man,
but I got you.
So like, he goes out there, has this match, and it was just basically beating up on him, and you just see Grayson just not looking, and Michael Cole's giving him crap on the mic and stuff, and I was like, this is painful. Like, these two need to just go against each other and just leave it over. So we'll see what happens.
I think they'll drag it out to not WrestleMania, to SummerSlam.
Yeah. So
I think one of them's gonna qualify. One of them's gonna qualify for Money in the Bank. They're gonna drag it out to then, and then do the turn somewhere around there to get a match one-on-one for one of the nights at SummerSlam. That's my theory. What was next?
We had the in-ring interview with Gunther and Pat McAfee. And when exactly?
You talk about Io Sky earlier, or is that afterwards?
No.
Oh, no. Yeah. Let's get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
That was after?
That should have been before.
That was before.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was after. So, yeah, let's just talk about it now since you brought it up. Good call, Tim. So, Io Sky, she went against Roxanne Perez. I'm a big Roxanne Perez fan. I love Roxanne Perez. I'm happy for her. She's working her butt off. She's working on NXT. She's been on SmackDown. She's been on Raw. She's been on every show. She even put on her Instagram. And I think the timing was a little petty because all these releases are happening, and then Roxanne puts up on her Instagram like, I'm on all shows. Like, I was just like, whoa, what heel heat are you trying to give up on that one? That was wild.
I didn't see that, but that just made me like respect her more. So.
Yeah, so like the fact that she said it, like, while all this other stuff is happening. But she had a match. Again,
it was good. It was great.
It's a great match. Two great wrestlers. Io is incredible, but it is definitely building up to some type of like tag team thing that's about to happen. They already, and it was strategic. That Michael Cole had to let everybody know. Speaking of Rhea Ripley, she's actually in Australia right now, so they basically let us know like Rhea's not going to be able to save Io at this time. But I have a feeling that when she comes back, there's going to be some type of time limit or something because nobody came in and helped out.
They already announced it. Yeah, at the end of the show, it's next week. I thought they'd put it on the card.
I thought they were going to put it on the card too.
I know it's so next Monday. Tag team match. Rhea and Io versus Julia and
It's going to be a great match. It's going to be a great match. That they are really building up.
Rhea and Io are tag team. Wow.
Yeah, so that's gonna build some type of story in itself right there. So
yeah,
excited about that one. So yeah, now let's talk about the Pat McAfee one. Pat McAfee going through, they're sitting in the ring. Of course, after like not touching each other, no fighting here, just gonna talk. And
one of the greatest promos from Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee knows how to work that microphone. It don't matter what he's doing. He knows how to rile up a crowd. He knows exactly. And I always have to wonder where Pat's going. And it's because it's like he's building up the crowd. He's building up Omaha, Nebraska. How it like why that city's built the way it is. What its foundation's on. And I'm like, where the heck are you going? All you're talking about is Omaha, Nebraska. What are we talking about? And he eventually got to the point where he called Gunther. He's not himself right now, and he called him soft. And I'm like, Oh my God.
You know what he didn't call soft?
SAWFT.
Oh, dang, dude. You know what he didn't call soft, though?
Tim, do you even know? Tim, do you know what you're talking about? Do you know why he called him SAWFT? Do you know that reference?
No,
This is a test.
I'm not
on
gonna pretend
Tim
like I
on his
do.
wrestling skill.
Not gonna pretend like I do.
So, one of the biggest, like, let's call. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my music and worship vibe right now. There's a song called Hills and Valleys. That is what this tag team was. It was the biggest mountain that they've ever been on. Enzo Amore and Big Cass, and then they went straight down to the tank.
I'm Enzo Amore.
Enzo's fault. Sorry, Enzo.
That one. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
I am a bona fide G and a.
Bro, one of the most over guys of all time, bro. Remember whenever he didn't have the microphone, and he had the whole crowd do it for him.
Realist guy.
Yeah.
Because the mic wasn't working, and the whole crowd he didn't even have to have a mic.
One time he didn't have a mic, and that's how over they were, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy.
One of the biggest pops on a Raw after WrestleMania that's ever happened.
They
put
came
him
out
with the
Dudley Boys, yeah.
That's when you know you were over. They put you with the Dudleys,
It was
and then he screwed that whole thing up.
yeah, idiot.
How?
Well, it's two-way. Two-way they screwed it up. I know that we're getting on the way. Two-way they screwed it up. Enzo became like he was a tool, and the other thing was they should have never split him up.
Yeah.
I think they split him up because he was being a tool.
Yep, I think that's what happened.
And when we say tool, he was being kind of he wasn't good in the back in the locker room. So
Nah, he wasn't at all. To the point where they got the whole cruiserweight division to beat him up as a segment.
yep, it was beautiful. Everyone was cheering that.
Literally, Vince said, "Y'all hate him. Go out there and hit your finishing move on."
Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh! I am so happy this is happening right now.
That's
great.
brilliant.
The fact that we brought them up and he's got the pop. Oh my gosh! The fungo pops.
That's what I thought of when he called them soft. I was like, I wonder if the crowd's gonna start spelling it.
Yo,
They did.
They didn't because they don't know, and the crowd. They don't know, man.
Enzo Amore is Enzo Amore is Sarah's favorite wrestler of all time, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to have her on sometime so she can explain herself why she likes Enzo so much. So. But anyway, let's get back to this thing. Called him soft,
Yeah,
and then it was over. But at that point, I was like, I wish they had a camera on Michael Cole when he said that, because I could only imagine him saying, "What did you just do? Like, what have you done?" Because he's like, "Oh, soft, huh? Well, you just awoken something in me that I needed," and so I basically thanking him and saying, like, "I'm not going to be soft. I'm going to take your head and I'm going to put him in this mat and I'm going to do whatever the heck he said he was going to do with it, to where it's literally going to his body. He's going to choke him out to where his body becomes a wet towel and just flops on the mat." I was like, that is a great way of explaining it. I was like, what the heck?
What he said at the end when he ended it, my God, I want to know who wrote that.
Yeah.
'Cause what he said was like, "Right now, it is by my grace that you're still standing right here. But on Saturday, it's not even the grace of God. I was like, oh!"
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
I was like, hey,
That's all
I know-
heard. Blasphemy right there.
My favorite part was here's the thing. My favorite part about that whole thing, because of what Pat McAfee did, he did something he's never done before. Pat McAfee shut up. He shut up and he shook Adam Pearce's hand. You could see him in the background when Gunther was walking away. He shook Adam Pearce's hand. He went back. He got his headset on, and Michael Cole just goes, "Well, I hope you know what you're doing, buddy." And that was
pretty awesome.
The segment was over.
He said, "Pat McAfee's done something he's never done. Shut up."
I couldn't believe he stopped talking. Like, that was it. There was nothing more to say.
Bro.
And it's because of this promo I believe that Gunther's gonna kill him.
Oh, it's gonna be
Kill him.
I'm standing by my theory that I think
We'll
Michael
get into
Cole's
that.
gonna get in there for some reason to help out Pat, whether it's to help him like get back on his feet, or to try to pull Gunther off of him, and then let it be what it is.
All I know is that we don't need no Michael Cole in the ring right now, because last time I saw him in the ring, Mr. Undefeated at WrestleMania, it was the worst match in WrestleMania history.
I'm only saying like he's
Is
gonna
that the
help
Michael
out
Cole, Jerry Lawler match?
Yes, at WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta. Yeah.
Bro, that's
Oh,
where Hot Lana came
back
from.
when we had
20
that was the WrestleMania where we still had the general manager of Raw computer thing.
The anonymous GM.
What the
That's
heck?
stupid. Anyway, we can talk about that on another
Man,
episode.
Vince would love that today, wouldn't he?
We get to our.
I believe it.
Yeah, there you go. So we get to our main event, which again was a very shock that it was going to be main event Jey Uso versus Seth freaking Rollins. I love how Paul Heyman's bringing the freaking back and freaking Rollins. So
I got an honorable
Seth Rollins
mention
is
real quick
there. Yeah.
before you guys skip past everything that Pat McAfee said, because he said one thing that was pretty incredible. All right, he's talking about the town of Omaha.
Okay.
All right. He said they got some
Oh
great.
my gosh!
He
Yes.
said they got some great steaks.
Yes.
He said no one beats this
And
town's
nobody
meat.
beats this meat. Did you hear the crowd?
Yeah.
They
were saying-
cheered.
They were beat the meat, beat the meat.
Bro, dude, I got up and
Nobody
started.
beats this town. Yo,
I'm not gonna
that
say
was
it.
good. That was good.
I'm glad you remember that. He literally said nobody beats this town's meat. I was like, what is wrong with you, Pat McAfee?
Yeah, and he's
What
over
is
there.
wrong with you?
He's over there looking at freaking
Hey,
Pat
shout out to
Mahomes
Pat
Jr.
Oh, the Nebraska football team. Yo, he did look like Pat Mac. I mean, Pat.
He looked like Pat Mahomes. Yeah. Hey, I'll say this. Shout out to Pat McAfee and all that he's doing. He actually got to do his Pat McAfee show, and his boys were back in Indy, and he set up his own. Like they set up his own desk in the Omaha, Nebraska, like the stadium that they were in. And he did a show in there in the morning, and like I'm like, dude, he got the whole stadium to himself to do the Pat McAfee show.
That dude's
In
working.
By
Omaha?
himself. Yeah, it was wild, dude. They set up an actual ESPN Pat McAfee show desk for him while he was like doing what we're doing right now, simulcasting with his buddies outside of it. And they put like the arena lights on, like Raw was in the background, all this stuff. Like, I mean, it was great promo. Like, it's just great
That's
promotion for WWE. Like, to have him on ESPN like that is just great. So,
WWE is milking that partnership for
they're
sure.
milking it like crazy. So yeah, we're going to the main event. It was a great match.
It was good,
Yeah.
and I
Really,
say that surprisingly because to me,
yes.
Jay, it's not that he's not a storyteller in the ring. He's just not Seth Rollins. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah.
So
But I love that Paul Heyman, even earlier, was there doing a great job building Jay to be a great champion. Paul Heyman, he knew what he was doing. He built up Jey Uso to be this guy. He beat Gunther. He kept on saying to Braun Breaker, saying like he is a worthy champion. It's like it's like, but he's not Seth Rollins. Like Seth Rollins has to have this championship.
why was Paul selling him to Braun Breaker like that? What did Braun say?
Figured it out. So Braun Breaker finally talked barely. Like he said like 2 sentences. He's like Seth Rollins versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship on Raw. How is that possible? Like he said something like that. And so then Paul was like, "Let me break it down for you." So they're creating Braun Breaker to be this person who is the understudy, or like basically he's like the intern type of person. Like, watch what Seth Rollins does. Watch how he does these things. I love what they're doing. I'm going to call a prediction right now. It's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. There you go, Paul Heyman. I really believe that it's going to be student versus teacher at some point for that World Heavyweight Championship. I just got a feeling that everything that they're building is this from Seth, you gotta learn this from Paul, you gotta do all this stuff. And he's gonna take all that and beat Seth with his own game at some point. On the road. It's gonna be long-term storytelling, but it's gonna be Braun Breaker at some point. There's gotta be a turn. There's always a good turn when there's a great faction. So it's gotta have to happen at some point.
Yeah.
We got a long way to go before that happens, but what I say all that to say, like, Paul Heyman was trying to let Braun Breaker know, how did we get here? Like, how did Seth do that so easily like that? How did he get a match like that? Like, just like that. And so he broke down bit by bit how Seth Rollins beat Roman. And Seth Rollins pinned Roman in the match at WrestleMania. Then not only was he beating him, but CM Punk was in the match, so he technically beat those two. And so because Roman has beaten Jay and blah, 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 like, it's like, that's why he should be the number one contender and all this blah, blah. Like, he was like, this whole map of why Seth Rollins deserves his title shot. And so
I wonder why they, if at all, if they even pivoted at all, because of the negativity I've seen, at least from a Logan Paul Jey Uso direction. Last week, that's where it looked like it was going, and then this week, I'm like, we're getting Jey versus Seth at an.
But I think, okay, so there's two things that could happen. It could be what you're saying, or Logan wasn't available, and so they decided to do this. And DQ, which we're about to talk about all that, the DQ saves the World Heavyweight Championship to where now Jay and the Logan thing can happen at some point, but it's not going to happen at Backlash, it looks like. It's not going to happen there. I thought that's what they're building up towards.
Now that I know, I think it's going to happen in LA at Money in the Bank.
At Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So they can build that up. That's in June. That's only a month away.
It's in June,
so,
yeah. Or they might make that match at Saturday night's main event. Because you need something there. So either one.
So
back to the match.
I was just thinking, I was thinking something kind of like dumb like this, you know, like a direction that would happen. Like, would they want to put like Braun in there, like Braun Breaker in the Money in the Bank to try to like pursue Jay's belt in a way?
He could be the Money in the Bank guy. The way this is going.
Could Braun even give his Money in the Bank to Seth? Is that even a thing? He transferred.
He could.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that. Technically, the only time that's ever happened where Money in the Bank was given to somebody was in the bubble. Was when it was only because Becky was.
Asuka gave. Oh yeah, Becky gave it to Asuka. Yeah.
Asuka won a match.
Asuka won the Money in the Bank. She opened the briefcase, but it was the title. Yeah.
Yes. So the surprise was Asuka won Money in the Bank.
She won the
Becky
title.
came out and gave her the briefcase and said, "Open the briefcase." And we're like, "Why is she opening the briefcase? The title is in the briefcase."
There were two times where someone put their money in the bank contract on the line in a match. Miz did it once. He did it recently, actually. I think also Edge did it at some point.
Edge did it, but he won, I think.
Wasn't it Mr. Kennedy who had the Money in the Bank?
That's what. Never mind. That's why Mr. Kennedy
had it.
He got in trouble. Mr. Kennedy got in trouble, so then they had to get it off of him. So then they put it in the match, and he got the Money in the Bank. So the other time was, I think. Am I mistaken? Did Otis not keep? Is he the one that lost it?
Yes, Otis did win. He won the Money in the Bank that was in the WWE HQ.
The
ceiling. Yes.
Didn't Ray get thrown off a roof?
2020 was a crazy year.
It was a crazy year.
This is a crazy year.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, like, what if like Braun gets it and like to prove his loyalty or something, that gives it over to him, because maybe Braun's like
that's good story.
Long-term storytelling, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if Braun Breaker won the thing to be like the guy, and that comes into play to screw Seth Rollins. Because Tim, you just opened up a door. Seth Rollins won his first title with the Money in the Bank cash in. How ridiculous would it be if he learned from Seth and he cashed in on Seth Rollins at some point?
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Before we talk about the main event, Now we're just dropping theories
I
here.
know.
In my mind, as soon as I saw Braun Breaker come out on the Raw after WrestleMania, I was like, I knew what we're doing. We got teacher, student, Padawan, Jedi. We got that going on with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. It's like, depending on how long you take this, it's cool because we know we're gonna get long-term storytelling. My immediate thought was, okay, we're getting Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins for the title at WrestleMania 42.
Ooh.
That's the way we're doing. Then you bring out Sami Zayn and you have him cut this fire promo about how, listen, you turn your back on it. I'm not gonna do that. You can take your offer, go to hell, whatever he said. Now I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna get Sami versus Seth at some point, and Sami's gonna get his first world title at some big stage from Seth, because this is gonna keep going. But then you got Braun Breaker winning the Money in the Bank, and he holds it all the way up to WrestleMania. You got Sami versus Seth, and teacher, student learning from the teacher, comes in, makes it a triple threat, or somehow. Now we're getting, in far-fetched theory land.
Bro, I thought you were going to say something even worse before Sami. I literally thought that you were going to say, like, it's going to be another Daniel Bryan situation. Sami finally wins the big one, and then here Money in the Bank, Braun Breaker, while that celebration's happening, and then Sami basically had the title for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and then he cashes in and wins the title during the celebration. That was wild when they did that to Daniel Bryan. That was wild.
Who was it? It was Randy, right?
Randy did that to Daniel after Daniel beat John Cena for the title. But
that was Triple H, though. Yeah, that was the.
Imagine Daniel Bryan in St. Louis this Saturday.
It was a really. Yikes! It's Bryan Danielson,
which is actually his real name. It's weird. Daniel Bryan actually sounds like a real name. Bryan Danielson.
Well, for a long time, Vince McMahon would switch people's names if he didn't have a made-up name for them. So, Shawn Michaels' name is actually Michael Shawn. Yeah.
No,
look it up, bro. I'm dead serious.
He's like, Michael Shawn. Shawn Michaels sounds.
Bro, I couldn't imagine them going Brown.
It really does.
Get your ass in there.
Call me James Brown.
Oh,
last name.
He said Brown Kenyn. That's crazy.
Bro, they'd be like, dang, dude,
not
this is
so-
racist too? What the heck?
We can go on that. Well, we can talk about that on another day.
Oh my god.
Hey, listen, we had a black champion for 1,000 days.
Booker T versus Triple H at WrestleMania. That whole build up. That one, all right. That was a little controversial.
It was a great main event tonight. Great main event.
So yeah, let's go back and forth. It was a great main event. It was great.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. Good times. Good times.
So Sami Zayn comes out with taped up ribs and all, and starts putting the beats down on Braun Breaker.
Not on the meat. On Braun Breaker.
Seth Rollins. Hits him. Is that Moose in the background? Just like look at him. Look at Moose back there.
I'm trying to lay on the couch, but I have too much stuff on the couch.
Look at that. Moose. There's like black silhouette of a dog coming out the back. Shout out to Moose, and I'm not talking about the wrestler.
Ooh.
What up, Moose?
Yeah, we had Sami Zayn come out, distract Seth, couple spears.
Hit him with the frog splash. You thought it was over. Kicked out of it. Even Jey Uso kicked out of the
Falcon's arrow.
The half stomp too.
And the Falcon's arrow. I'm like, this match is killer.
Oh yeah, he missed that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And they called it, and it was a great way to kind of make it feel like that's the reason why he
He didn't get all of it. He didn't
So
get
Michael
all of
Cole's a beast when it comes to it. I love when Michael Cole does that. He sells like his mistakes like a beast. So that was really on Jey Uso. He sold the hit too early. He went But then CM Punk.
Bro, I was shocked.
I did not know he was going to be there. He came out with a chair. And he was ready.
He wasn't there to sit down. You know what I mean?
Crash out season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crash out season that was about to go down.
Bro, CM Punk crashed out.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what for.
Yeah.
I would just rather hear him. I would just rather have him crash out on the mic because I love when he talks. So
he's a beast on the mic. He's the best there is when it comes to that microphone. I can't wait. I can't wait for it's gonna have to happen. Probably gonna be the best promo of like the decade.
I already know what you're gonna say.
CM Punk and Paul Heyman have to go one-on-one on a microphone.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
I don't know what you're about to say, but CM Punk.
I thought you were gonna say CM Punk, John Cena this year would be.
That happen this year.
Yeah.
That's gonna be ridiculous. But could you imagine now since they're on total opposite sides, CM Punk and Paul Heyman having to go one-on-one like in a promo battle?
There's so much material there because of the years that they spent together.
The longevity, yes.
So much they could pull from, yeah.
All that slamming.
I just don't know how long. I don't know how long you drag out, and I'm only using that verb because it feels like you're dragging it out now. CM Punk and Seth Rollins, like we saw them on Monday night at the beginning of the year. Saw them in the triple threat match. We saw them in the steel cage match at Madison Square Garden. That's 3 technically. How much more of Seth CM Punk do we?
I don't know. I don't know.
It feels like a rivalry.
That's the only part that's like.
I think it doesn't need to die. So good.
Does or doesn't?
Does not.
Oh, does it?
And the reason why I agree that it doesn't have to be dead now is because Seth Rollins turned Roman. That's CM Punk. So it kind of saved those two to be able to still have another. There still hasn't been a clean win
since Monday Night Raw.
For Seth Rollins, there hasn't been a clean
right,
win.
Because he pinned Rollins on January 6th, yeah. And then the cage match, Roman interfered. But Rollins technically won. Because he pulled him out of the ring.
He hasn't had a clean win yet. And that doesn't count at WrestleMania because he didn't pin him. He didn't pin CM Punk. So, I mean, there's a chance
Paul Heyman's been saying that Seth beat Roman, Seth beat Punk, like both of them. So, but I know what you're saying, that there's not a clean pin, so they might do one more.
Yeah.
And
so that's how it ended. They were doing a stare-off. I'm sure that means that it's a foreshadowing of a probably a tag team match with Sami Zayn and CM Punk. Probably knowing that Roman Reigns is probably out for a little while, probably doing some stuff. Good old Hollywood. So it's probably gonna be CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, because you can see the tensions rising between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. You can see the tensions rising between Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn, and I think that's what's gonna happen at some point. That could be Saturday Night Main Event. That could be Bank, because I actually do agree with what all we're talking about, which is Braun Breaker being a part of the Money in the Bank match. So that might be a Saturday Night Main Event thing, which, I mean, it wouldn't be the main event because John Cena is scheduled to be there. So that's gonna be crazy. What a card that's gonna be. Tampa, man, you might have to go to Tampa. And
I might have to go to that.
You might have to go to that. If it's gonna be have all that on there, that'd be crazy. So,
yeah, dude, just do.
So guys, we get to the
what
point.
I did last week.
Yep.
Last week, whenever I went to UFC Kansas City, I just had a buddy go with me, just so that way I could sleep in the car while we drove home, so I could be at church the next day.
That's commitment. That's commitment.
Yeah, he was. Tim was committed. He drove. It's crazy. He drove to Kansas City, back home, to Kansas City, drove back, and then he was at church for this one. It was crazy. So, it was absolutely crazy.
So you went both days? You go to
drove,
PBR too?
No, I drove up for like the UFC like event stuff happening, and then I came back to pick up my brother and Sarah so we could watch the fight on Saturday. And then I have my brother drive us home so that I could sleep in the car, make sure I'm getting plenty of rest before we had to be in work next morning.
So, this is the part of,
All right.
of the night that, we just have a little bit of time left because we don't want to, take up all your time tonight, but we do need to talk about a couple of these matches. Not as big as the WrestleMania card, so it should go by pretty quick, but I do want to get everybody's opinions on these matches for Backlash St. Louis. So, let's go off of one of the championship matches that we are going to see is a fatal four-way match that we are going to get, which is absolutely wild that we're getting this match. It's crazy to know that we are going to get Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
That's crazy.
What the heck? That's
crazy.
Wild. Main eventer after main eventer after main event. Yeah, literally, this is wild. LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, Damian Priest, Andrew McIntyre. And I would like to actually Tim for that match. Who do you believe is going to? We can do this way. Who's going to win? But who needs to?
So my answer is going to be the same for both of those questions. I think Drew's going to win, and I think Drew needs to win. I think so. Here's why. I think
that's bold.
here you go. I'm
like
calling that like Solo is somehow going to be around because he was saying like the only reason why Fatu is champ is because of me or whatever. And then they had that whole like dispute where he rips the microphone away from him. Fatu is still pretty young. I believe if he wants that belt, he's going to get it back again. All right. So while I don't like the idea of him losing it so soon, I do think that if Drew wins it, it could set up a future just one-on-one match with him and Fatu, to where then he gets it back. So I think Drew needs the win. For that reason, I think like him having like a belt of some sort that's not ripped away from him right after a Money in the Bank situation. But yeah, I think LA Knight's fine. Damian Priest, I don't think he's like got the star power necessarily to be like a champion in the moment. I think he's like a company man where he's at the moment, But yeah, I'm thinking that somehow Solo is there to try to help, but then causes Fatu to lose. In turn, Fatu gets ticked off, leaves the bloodline in a way, then he starts doing his own thing because I think he's got the power and the star power to do his own thing. And that's how I think he loses and Drew wins.
I don't know. It's such a toss-up for me, but I do have Solo coming in. I'm going the other way though. I have Solo coming in. Who costs Fatu the match? Now that you mention it, Drew probably does need the win, but it's such a toss-up for me. I'm gonna say Fatu loses because Solo interferes, and the person who wins, and it can't be Knight because he just got it twice this year. Yeah, Drew makes the most sense. Because I think they're gonna build towards Solo Fatu because they never really did that. So that one doesn't need a title. Well, actually, maybe it does. I have Solo coming in to interfere, and you know what? I'm going Fatu retains. But we got Solo coming out, trying to cost him the match. Fatu catches him, and now we get to build towards Fatu Solo. Fatu retains.
You changed it to what my answer was. Solo's got to be involved at some point. Man, I thought that I had you. I thought that you were going to say that he was going to cost him, and I was going to be like, I'm the one that's going to call that Fatu's going to keep that belt. I think that it's going to be, we're building towards Fatu being, he's a popular dude right now. He's gonna be that guy that he's gonna leave the heel bloodline heat, and he's just, everybody's like, I don't know what I mean, like that whole thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that whole thing, like, come on, gas, no brakes with it. I'm like, dude, this guy is a beast on the mic, and he's a beast in the ring. I think he's gonna retain. I will agree, though, that if anybody needs the win, I'm gonna go with Drew. I like Drew with the title.
Kim like threw me off because I was like, dang, you're right. Drew does need it.
I like Drew with the win. He did just, the hard thing about all this is LA doesn't need it. He's already had it. There's gonna be weird if he won it again after. Like, it would be weird if that happened. Damian Priest has just proven that he had a great match with Drew, but Drew just won at WrestleMania. It's hard. It's hard to. This is going to be a really, really good match. I could see them opening up the whole night with this match because of how.
That'd be a really good opener.
And so I really think that Fatu's going to retain.
I think
Cool.
that
Awesome. So
I think that what you guys said makes the most sense. I am gonna stick to my theory, like just because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna stick to it just because I said it and I want to commit to it. But I do believe that what you guys are saying makes sense because like the storyline they were talking about, you know, with like Solo talking on the microphone and everything, him somehow interfering or at least causing even like a DQ, like or something to where like that.
there's no DQ. The fatal four.
Oh yeah, sorry. But in some way he's maybe even like trying to help, but like by saying like, oh yeah, like the reason why you won was because me. That's the only reason why you won is because I showed up. And he's like, the only reason why you won or I won is because of you. Well, how about me versus you? And let's see if you're the reason why I win or something. Or, dude, that promo could be crazy.
That's a great one. That's a great one, Tim, because honestly, he could come back out after retaining and say like that was because of him again, and then he's gonna be like, nah, bro, like we're gonna settle this right now in the ring. That's a great.
Yeah, because he could be like,
cool. Let's keep on moving on.
Yeah, I won, and the reason was because of you. And it was because I beat you or something. Like that. I don't know, that probably would be sick if that happens. But anyways, Drew's gonna win. All right.
Okay. Next we got is a Intercontinental Championship that just got made tonight. We have Penta versus Dominic Mysterio. I'm just going to straight up say it right now. Dom's going to win. I just don't see. There's no way that they would take that thing off. When they know that he's on the high that he's on right now with the crowd, the fans.
Honestly, they both have great star power where they're at.
Dom needs to win.
Yeah.
I know, but I think that Dom needs it. He doesn't deserve a one and done. Like I think that he deserves it.
Yeah, I think
Penta wins by DQ.
Can he win by DQ? Oh, but doesn't retain the title.
Doesn't
But,
win the title.
He
Yeah.
win the title. I get you. You're talking about he wins the match. But
Right,
because
because
of DQ.
someone's gonna come out, maybe Finn. It's gonna cost Dom the match, and not the title.
I hate DQs on WWE.
Yeah, I do too. That's my prediction.
I think
Because I'm with you. I don't think they'll take the title off Dom, but there's no way Dom beats Penta.
Yeah. That's
Like in my head, like unless they're ready to pull the plug on Dom pinning one of the great lucha.
So then let me say my answer this way. Dominic Mysterio walks away with the title. I agree.
Let's do that.
I never thought about like the DQ. Man, that's a good point, Abby, about the DQ thing. Yeah, Dominic's gonna walk away with the title no matter what, and now you're making me feel like
You're welcome.
golly, man. So you're saying ends in DQ, Dominic.
Yeah, Penta wins by disqualification. Dom is still the Intercontinental Champion.
I'm not gonna sit there and be that person. I already said my prediction. I said that Dom's gonna win, so I'm just gonna stay there. I'm not gonna
Stick with it, bro.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna be that person.
I'm a man of my word.
You're gonna be right. I think you're gonna be right. Tim, what do you got?
I agree. I think that
Grande Americano comes out.
He's the guy. He's the DQ.
Oh
He's
my
the DQ.
gosh, dude. You would have 3 of the greatest luchador wrestlers in all of the world pop in there too. No, I think for sure. I think Dom is gonna win. I think Penta will be a champion one day, but I don't think that he needs it right now, and I don't think that Dom needs to lose right now. Because like where they're both at, they're great, like star power. Judgment Day has the belt, you know. Obviously, doesn't Liv have the tag team belt still? With,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they have belts, like they're pretty happy, and I think it'd be weird to take it away. If it gets taken away, I think it has something to do with Finn and then them like breaking up, because obviously Finn tonight alluded to like, you want me to do this, that, and the other for you, or you know, there might be hints at that or jokes, but you know, I do think that Dom is going to retain. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I mean, Penta with like his walk and everything, and like the aura that he has with like the crowds, I don't think that he needs a belt in order to keep that. So
It's already memeified. It's so cool.
yeah.
Okay.
What's
cool.
next?
Next fight we have is the women's Intercontinental Championship. We have Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the women's Intercontinental Championship. Wait, Adam, you're gonna go first. I went first, then first.
Becky wins. But I think Lyra needs to win more. My off the wall theory is Bailey interferes. But I think it's too early to pull that. Because you can't have Bailey Becky at a Saturday night's main event or Money in the Bank. But they're trying to make Money in the Bank a big PLE. So you want to put your big match cards, your big card matches on those type of PLEs. So I'm gonna say Becky wins. That's my prediction.
I am going to say Becky has talked about Bailey way too much.
Yes.
To the point where Bailey has to show.
Yeah. That's why my original is like, okay, Bailey's interfering, but I'm like, nah, it's too early to pull that, start that story thread, and I'm like, or is it? It might be the right time to build towards a big match, a big payoff. So. It's not as dire as Tiffany Charlotte, where Tiffany needed that win.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can see Becky Lyra going a couple rounds.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say that Lyra's gonna win, and she needs to win, and she's going to win, and it's gonna be because of Bailey. I think Bailey is going to do something with Becky and make her lose. And I think that it's the best call for 2 reasons. Becky should be Lyra, but Lyra needs to solidify her championship run, and she is. So it saves everybody. If Bailey is a distraction point for Becky, it shows that Becky is still the stronger one, but she's going to lose to Lyra, and it's going to build her up. So I think that Bailey is the reason why Becky loses, but Lyra actually win. It's not like the Dom thing we're talking about. This is a real win from a distraction point, not a fucking disqualification. Lyra wins. Becky is ticked off to the world, and now it's like revenge tour or whatever.
I'm with you on that. The only reason I picked Becky, not the only reason, but one of the reasons I picked Becky is because I know they already fought for the NXT championship and Lyra won clean.
That's why I don't think she's going to win clean. I
Yeah,
think that Lyra's
and so
gonna win, but
I'm
it's not
like,
gonna be clean.
Becky already did the honors once, to build Lyra up. And, this feud right now is definitely helping to build Lyra up, which is why I think she would need the win. I'm like, okay, you already lost her once. Becky's
You
due
just
for.
don't want Becky to become Charlotte Flair and just win.
You don't, yes.
Don't want her to
Yes.
win all these dang matches and these titles on the first time back. She won a title on the first time back at WrestleMania. Goes to another PLE and wins another title. You don't want all that.
I mean, they did lose the next night, though, so they're low balance. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
They did that to build the Becky
Yeah.
heel turn. So
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right, though.
they did a feel-good win at WrestleMania so that they could do exactly what they brought Becky in to do the next day, which was to lose the title and so, yeah, Tim, you go ahead.
I'm gonna say Becky wins, and I think Becky needs to win. Now, here's why.
Oh, okay.
With this
yeah, please
heel
tell me.
journey that she's on, I don't know about how you guys felt whenever I was watching like them do their promotional, and like when they started like brawling tonight, it kind of felt stale a little bit. The crowd, I don't even think was like that crazy enthused about it. I think to like really help push this like heel journey that Becky's on, she needs to get a championship belt in a way and keep it for a moment, and then that'll also build like face Lyra to maybe eventually get it back from her or fight to get it from her, because I think that last week the promo between the two whenever she came out and she was talking to her, people started like, okay, this Lyra girl's pretty serious, like we like her. And then tonight, to me, it kind of ruined it a little bit. Like I was like, I don't know, like we got up the hill a little bit, but then like we paused. We started slowly going back down. And so I'm like, I think, I don't know, either that or it's just the Omaha crowd sucks. But I think, yeah, Becky.
They were pretty live in certain moments, but I did see what you're saying, yeah.
Because, I mean, how can anyone not be live during the main event? But everything else, it was almost, I don't know if I would blame the crowd or, like, the event overall, but, like, whenever I was watching, I was like, I don't know, this kind of feels like a filler before, like, a PLE this weekend. Like, it doesn't seem like there's that much going on. And then also the main event happened, and that flipped my mind completely. But anyways, I think with Becky getting the belt, it'll like help with this like heel journey that she's on. People pay attention to what the champion says a little bit more. Lyra, not as much. That's why Becky's helping her in this by helping bring her over from being the heel side of it. But Lyra as the Intercontinental Champion, she was so fresh. She's such a fresh face with the belt, and I don't know. I think that it would be beneficial for the women's division, especially with that belt, if Becky wins and holds on to it as a heel, especially with her being, Seth's wife. Maybe like that faction, she'll come into play at some point,
Yeah. That's good.
That's good.
All right. We have now Pat McAfee.
Main event.
No, not yet.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Pat McAfee.
Pat
versus
McAfee.
Gunther. Who do we think's going to win, y'all? And who do you think needs to win?
All right, here's the theory I heard about this match.
Yes. Let's go for it.
Gunther wins. That's a no-brainer. Gunther wins. Gunther needs to win. He's the wrestler. Here's the theory that someone has. I saw it on a video. Someone said that Gunther is going to be ruthless in this match. Like, almost overkill ruthless. He's gonna destroy Pat McAfee. To Tim's point about how maybe Michael Cole does come in and Gunther beats him up too. Then goes back to, choking out Pat McAfee, beating him up, doing this, doing that. Who's going to make the save? Is someone coming out to build to a match between Gunther and himself.
Rusev.
Don't say it.
Bill Goldberg.
You said it. You said it. You said it. I saw the signs coming and I can't
Yes.
believe you said it. Oh my gosh.
Bill Goldberg comes out to make the save.
Bro,
And we get this standoff between Goldberg and Gunther.
Tim, if you go to this freaking PLE and Goldberg shows up, I'm gonna lose my freaking crap.
Now,
That
the
is one man I have not seen live before, and
I did just get some UFC check money like the other day, so maybe that's gonna happen.
Now, I don't know how you guys feel about that. When I saw the video, I was like, that might not be a bad idea. I like that. You know, you took the belt off of Gunther, you got to give him something good. You know, a retirement match with Bill Goldberg. You know, his last outing with who did he fight? Braun Strowman, was that his last fight? Goldberg's last fight? Braun Strowman, yeah. Was not that good. So Bill Goldberg was talking about it. He hates that that's his last match. So he wants to do a good one, his last one. Gunther might give him that great match. So the people in the video I saw did not like it. They did not like that idea. I don't know why. Do you guys like that idea?
I think anytime you bring out like an old head like that, I think it's gonna be fun.
My prediction is Gunther wins. Gunther needs to win. Bill Goldberg comes out, makes a save.
I wanna explain my theory.
To keep on beating him, and then is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he beats him and then continues to beat on.
Like to
Maybe Michael Cole comes in to like stop throwing the towel. Gunther chokes him out too. Goes back to Pat McAfee. Goldberg comes out.
Hey, listen to this.
Dude, if that,
So I want for anybody who's listening that doesn't know my theory behind this, I do think that obviously Pat is not going to win against Gunther. Which here's the other thing I wasn't expecting. They were almost eye to eye during like the face-off moment. I was like, dang, Pat's kind of a tall dude. I didn't think he was that tall. But I hope it's a good match, like a fun, good match. I do think Pat is not going to win. Gunther's going to win. And then I think he's going to do his whole like beat him senseless kind of thing just because he's got him in there, and who's going to stop Gunther like from beating on Pat McAfee. And then I think Michael Cole's going to go in there to have Pat's back the way Pat had his back whenever he smacked him, pushed him, whatever it was. And then then this is what's going to happen, because you are going to have both of the commentators then on the mat, and it's just going to be complete like silence from the broadcasting side of things, and you're just going to hear the crowd going crazy. It's going to be like real soft and quiet, then all of a sudden you hear Goldberg's music hit, and imagine the freaking pop that you will hear, because you won't hear nothing from the commentators, just
There's no talking. Yeah.
That would
Hear
be
those
nuts.
timpanis like just. That would be crazy.
Just the
That would
idea
be
of this
crazy.
makes me want to go Saturday, so I might go just so that way. I feel like it's dumb if I don't go. I might
I'll
not
echo
go.
Kenyn. I'll echo Kenyn's sentiments and say that if Bill Goldberg does come out, I'm going to be upset that I did not fly out there
Dude, you still got
to see it.
the one theme I haven't heard live in a stadium. I have to feel that.
Yeah, the only one I haven't heard live is the Rocks. I've yet to see the Rock.
Sorry, I haven't heard the Rocks, and I haven't heard
Goldberg's.
and I haven't heard
Yeah.
Our buddy,
watch your wrestling.
our buddy Matt Tracy's going.
Or the
WCW.
or the NWO theme song. I haven't heard that one. I've heard every other one except those three.
New World Order.
New World Order.
The icon of wrestling.
I've heard not Razor Ramones, but Scott Hall, Cena.
What you heard is Razor Ramon theme?
He
Live?
he came out to his Razor Ramon theme.
Yo, bro, dude, so good.
I got to eat with Jey Uso one time.
Word?
Yep, we got on video. Yep, we
That
eat
was-
it with Jey Uso.
That
was
was
pretty
dope.
That was
Actually, he had the Intercontinental Championship.
did he?
Oh, when it came to St. Louis.
Yes. That was part of his 30-day reign.
I'm not gonna lie, like I watch on TV and sometimes I'll sit there and just I'll be like eat or whatever for like a second, but in person, like an entire stadium full of people, just everyone going.
It was killer that we got to see. We got to do that, and we got to be a part of CM Punk
Oh yeah.
after the Hell in a Cell match. That was really cool. We got to see a CM Punk.
Oh shoot, no, that's the
haven't-
fourth one for me.
We got to hear that.
I haven't.
That was.
I haven't do a CM Punk one.
That was like out of this world. Being able to hear Cole's personality.
That dark match, the dark match that we got to watch that night too. You remember that one?
Oh, are you sure you're talking about that one? Or are you talking about the SmackDown one? The SmackDown one with John Cena. Is that the one you're talking about?
I'm talking about the one where we had. So I know that we did. We've gone to 2 events the last couple of years. One was a Raw, one was a SmackDown. I just don't remember which one it was, but
Yeah.
while
SmackDown
I'm
was
here,
the
I guess
one-
the
Yeah, go for
the dark match where it was Cody, John, I think
it.
Jay, and then I think LA Knight. It was a dark match, and
Yes.
it was against the Judgment Day.
SmackDown. Against the Bloodline.
It was Judgment Day because it was
Judgment Day?
because it was JD. It was JD. It was JD because he was like the new guy, and they all took turns doing their finishers on him in the middle, and he was like getting ragdolled left and right. It was so fun.
Holy crap, that's a
Let me
It was
look
it
up
was
the-
fun.
that's an 8-man tag,
It was an 8-man tag.
a crazy 8-man tag. You're talking about Cena, Rhodes.
Yeah.
My gosh. Speaking of Cena,
Yeah. Wait, where is it?
Cena versus Orton for the very last time.
Last.
Guys, end of an era here. End of an era.
I feel like I have to
It really
go.
Cena, right? My prediction is Cena wins. Obviously, Cena has to win. It's going to be a good match regardless because these are veterans, you know. They know each other so well. They've had countless matches with each other. Never this way. It's reverse, obviously, because we've always gotten heel Orton versus face Cena, but now we get heel Cena versus face Orton, which is super cool. But yeah, Cena wins. I wonder if there's any shenanigans. Did we get a returning Cody Rhodes?
Dude.
Or is it too soon?
Cody Rhodes music live too was awesome.
Oh yeah, I got to see that. That's cool.
I don't know. Does Cody come back? He's not gonna come back during the match. He'll be at the very end of it if he does come back.
Right at the end, yeah.
Do we have to like
I
set
don't
up
know.
something after Backlash though, or do we leave that for Monday Night Raw? I'm trying to think because like Backlash being a pretty big PLE, at least in my opinion, you know, like I feel like something's got to be set up after the fact. Like, does Randy Orton have some friends?
Well, here's
that
what
would have his
WWE
back for that. You know?
WWE's already set up like all these matches, so I guess for that Raw already. So it's like, what?
They got a couple matches. My thing is the last 2 Backlashes have been fire.
Yeah.
Like fire.
Salem's got
How
a lot
about-
to live up to.
You're talking about San Juan, and then France.
France.
Jesus.
France might have been the PLE of the year.
Yes.
France might have been the PLE.
So you got to deliver here, and I mean Cena Orton is like you've already jumped up to like, all right, this is gonna deliver. But you got to do something crazy here. I don't know what that is though.
That might be the Goldberg.
Oh, it might. That's true.
That might be the Goldberg thing.
That's true. Yeah.
I can't believe we're talking about Goldberg in 2025.
That's pretty wild.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, we're still.
I
We had
saw
The
that
Rock.
I saw saw the hints about that whole thing about like he's building up for a retirement match. It has to be Gunther. The last person he interacted with was Gunther back in 2024, like a Bad Blood, I think it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Gunther. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, you're right. It was in Atlanta.
Yes, that's
gonna
why
be in St. Louis. Yo, I'm going, dude. I'm going.
Freaking out, dude.
I'm going.
Bro, I totally forgot about that.
There's only one guy that Bill could go against right now, and that's Gunther. He had a strategic thing that happened at Bad Blood.
You're so right.
Mother of the Lord. I cannot believe that Goldberg. There might be a chance that Goldberg would be in St. Louis. Tim, for my sake, bro, if you don't show up to that thing,
I'm gonna get a nosebleed. I don't care. I'll go.
What stinks? Like,
just so I can hold it over your head that I saw Goldberg live.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy about DJing this wedding. It just happens to be that I'm doing it for like people that like know her brother and stuff like that. So I'm just like, they're good people. So
Just
I'm
put
excited
put it on your phone right there.
Yo,
on the laptop.
If I'm DJing this wedding and Tim is trying to FaceTime me, and I find out that he's like, "Hey, Goldberg's coming out," like I'm ticked off.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
So
FaceTiming Abby probably because he'll be the only one that can answer. I know you're not gonna be able to sit there.
I dare you. Okay, this is.
We're just gonna geek over Goldberg while you're DJing. Yeah.
Tim, this is what if you really want to throw it in my face. Make a video of you being in that arena and be like, "Hey, Kenyn, this is what you could have been at," and it's Goldberg in the background, like his crazy music with pyro and him being
I'm gonna just take like a giant. I'm gonna just take like a giant selfie with like Goldberg in the background and just be like, me and Goldberg.
58-year-old man going against a beast like Gunther.
I mean, what's his name? Pat said tonight, he's like, you want to beat up on a 60-year-old man? And he talked to Michael. I didn't know Michael Cole was 60. Is that rude?
He did say that.
He said that.
He did
so I'm like,
say that.
what other 60-year-old man would come in and be like,
Yo.
you want to beat up on a 60-year-old man? How about me or something?
Yeah,
The signs are there, bro. The signs are there. That's
I don't want to live anymore. I just don't want to. I don't want to do this no more.
Gunther's becoming the Jake Paul of the WWE, dude.
yes. Holy crap, that would be crazy.
I got goosebumps, dude. I'm
be
not gonna
crazy.
even be able to make it. Like this is terrible.
Okay, so you're
be
saying I
Goldberg
should
got
go.
me into wrestling. Goldberg
Dang,
got
dude.
me into wrestling.
Bro, what if you just hired a DJ to DJ for you? Oh, I got sick.
Now for me, it was Al Snow.
Tim, do you know about Al Snow?
No.
Hey Tim, if you don't know Al Snow, go look up Al Snow. Go look up.
I don't know if I want to right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Go look up.
Let me look this up.
Oh,
All
go
right,
look
just
up.
for the
Look,
camera,
I
how
want,
would
I
that?
want this to be live. Look up Al Snow right now. Look up Al.
You probably gotta look up his theme song too.
Oh my god. Bro.
Look up Al Snow.
Hang on a second. This?
That's
Oh,
Al
bro,
Snow. Yeah.
That's Al Snow.
Bro.
But keep looking at, some of the images that pop up of Al Snow. You might find him holding something that's hilarious.
Yes.
What?
He brought that mannequin head everywhere he went.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what? Wait, what is he called? Head? What was it called?
It's
Yeah, he said,
Help me
Bro.
on the head right there, dude.
yes.
The hardcore champion belt.
bro. His theme song. Yeah, he was a hardcore champion. He was
Oh,
a high mid carder, but
Bro, I'm gonna get you this autograph.
it was his theme
print
song.
of
His
the
theme
little-
song was the best.
I'm I'm gonna get you that autograph print just because you said that.
He came out with a mannequin head, and the name of the head was Head.
Yes.
This is my mannequin head.
All right, you gotta listen to it, bro. Look up his theme song real quick. Just play the first 10 seconds.
I'm gonna mute because I don't know if it's copyrighted. So
That's true. But you gotta hear it.
Isn't it Swirls?
No, it asks a couple questions. You don't remember? It goes, what does everybody want?
Well, Snow.
That's not what he said. Yep. There it is.
Is that when they yell?
They yell head.
Head.
Yes. Bro, imagine 11-year-old singing that song, bro. That was me.
dude, imagine he comes out.
What is everybody? With the mannequin. Oh, that's so good.
All right.
Cena wins.
Yeah. The reason why we got off is because we all know Cena's gonna win.
Is it by shenanigans? Does he cheat? Does he beat Orton clean?
I think it'll be a good match. I think that it'll be drawn out because I think with John losing his step, Oh my god. I think with
I
John
swear,
losing
if
his
Travis
step-
Scott comes out,
Bro, I'll see
be
Travis
so
Scott
bad.
live too, Kenyn. Are
So-
you freaking kidding me?
I'll be so freaking mad.
Bro, I'll get to yell fiend with everybody.
Fiend.
nah, they'll be too busy booing, bro.
Bro,
I'll help
you gotta
him.
go so you can see the blacked out John Cena entrance.
Oh, I love it. I love that so much.
Not a bad idea.
Oh, I've seen John Cena. I've seen John Cena multiple times, but it was with this bright purple shirt, bright red
Right,
shirt,
shirt.
blue
right.
shirt, looking like a big old bowl
Got
of
full of booty pepper. Still my favorite John Cena lines. I will give John Cena credit though, because he turned that into a marketing ad. He was on every Fruity Pebbles box, bro. Getting that money.
They made him into a Flintstone character.
I think
So good, bro. So
I think it's
good.
gonna be like one of those drawn out matches where John's kind of toying around a little bit with like, I don't have to do this, like, you know what I mean? 'Cause I think he's mainly doing that because he's got to fill some time for that main event spot too, But like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I hope it's something at least like a good match or Randy RKO's in one time. I feel like you gotta let Randy get his finisher off against St. Louis at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For sure.
Randy's got a great match.
I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 RKOs for sure.
Here's a theory.
I think that he's one thing. I'm not gonna go into what I think it could be, but the only reason why I say this is you gotta get John to get paid. And if you're in St. Louis, you gotta screw over Randy. There's gotta be some Then what were you gonna say, Fury?
I think that let's say they put on a great match. I don't even know how this is possible. I kind of want to see like the voices take over in St. Louis. You know what I mean? And then maybe like he actually ends up not wanting to like fight John, but be a part of what John has going on because maybe Randy's like the voices are telling me like that, this new era of wrestling is, this, that, and the other. I don't know. Who knows? But what if like Randy flips and like joins up John? Because we're seeing a Randy Orton face right now.
I thought that I thought that I didn't know that you were there. I thought that you were going to possibly go to? Was Randy hear the voices? There's a possibility to punt John, and then think about Cody. Cody didn't pull the trigger. I think John doesn't pull, or sorry, Randy Orton doesn't pull the trigger, and I think it cost him or something. I don't know.
I think that's
There's
I think
a
that's
floating theory on
What are you gonna say?
years ago. Orton and Cena were in a title match, and Cena beat the count, came back in at the count. It was like towards the end of the match. You remember this match where Orton is standing in the middle of the ring, ref's right there. Orton looks at the ref and just smacks the ref, gets DQ'd,
Oh, yeah, it gets DQ'd.
and wins and keeps the title.
You know that would piss everybody off.
There's a floating theory that Cena has a chance to do the most funniest thing in the world, and it's like smack the referee and get DQ'd.
bro. Actually, that would
He'll
be
lose the
wild to
match,
see.
but
Would he lose the match? But he keep the belt?
you still have a match.
You think that
Yeah.
would trigger? You think that would trigger Randy to lose his crap?
Do something. I believe Orton will line up for a punt and will go for it. He will miss. The voices will end winning. He's gonna pull the trigger. He's just gonna miss.
Imagine the bell rings. You think they're gonna lock up just like the last time, and then John Cena smacks the ref in the face. Ref looks, what the heck you doing? Rings the bell. Match is over. Randy just starts beating the crap out of John Cena.
And he's
That's
laughing while
crazy.
he's doing
I
it.
would be mad at that because
Or
because you paid to see Cena versus Orton.
yeah, or you could smack him. He's gonna go for the DQ, and Randy stops the ref and be like, "No, we ain't gonna do it this way. We're not doing this. No, start this. No, we're doing this match the right way." Like, you could stop. I mean, stuff like that.
I think the match will go like they'll do a good pace, do their moves here and there. Cena will obviously, we'll see at one point will be like, all right, I'm tired. You keep getting up, smack the ref, just like
That- or
Randy
that.
did.
Or that, have a great match, and then at the end, give up and smack the ref. So then you still have the call back. but You
Right.
still gave everybody in the crowd a great match. So that would be
Right.
the best.
That way, Cena wins, but Orton doesn't lose. You
In
know?
St. Louis and keeps his boy. Yeah. That's great stuff, man.
I like that idea.
Any last words about it?
I think that's it, man. We've been on for about an hour and a half.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good show. I think SmackDown's gonna keep building towards it. I think they only have like a couple matches signed, announced for that. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Can't wait to see Goldberg in St. Louis this weekend.
Let's
Gosh, on
go.
that note.
Gunther likes
Well,
beating up
guys,
on
we're
6-year-old men, so.
Read them out. Read them out.
This is wild. I think this is it, guys. So we just got there. We would love to know your theories as well. We don't want to just be the only ones that are talking about matches. I'm sure you guys love wrestling just as much as we do. So how about you do a couple things for us before we get off here? Number one, you got to like and subscribe what we've been doing here on our YouTube channel. Follow us on our Instagram page as well. We're going to be putting some reels up on there, whether it's from this podcast or it's us watching live. Maybe it's a live reaction. Maybe Tim's going to be at Backlash, and you're going to see him, do some stories or some reels from there as well. We never know. It ain't gonna be me and it's not gonna be Abby, so if anybody's gonna go be there, it's gonna be Tim. So Tim's gonna be there, hopefully, to get some real life reactions from Backlash in St. Louis. But again, like and subscribe this channel right now, and then also while you're here, put in the comments below right now who you believe is going to win all these matches. It's going to be an incredible PLE in an incredible city. Guys, got anything left to say before we get out of here?
See you guys at
Who's
Backlash.
next?
Who's next? All right, y'all. Well, enjoy SmackDown on Friday, and of course, enjoy going to be incredible. Until next time.
What do we
this is
need?
The Triple Threat Theory podcast.
It's not a podcast. It's not a show until the balloons show up. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a
dude.
celebration. It's a celebration.